In the days of Samuel, the prophet of the Lord, Israel grew restless. His sons, who judged after him, were corrupt, taking bribes and twisting justice. So the elders came to Samuel and said, "Give us a king to judge us like the nations." Samuel was grieved, but the Lord spoke, "It is not you they rejected, but me as their king." And Samuel warned them, "A king will take your son for his armies, your daughters for his service. He will claim your fields, your vineyards, your flocks, and you will cry out under his rule." But the people refused to listen. They shouted, "Give us a king!" So the Lord granted their desire. In the tribe of Benjamin lived Kish, a man of wealth. His son, Saul, stood tall, strong, and handsome, head and shoulders above all Israel. One day, Kish's donkeys were lost, and Saul went searching, not knowing he was walking into destiny. By God's hand, Saul was led to Samuel, and the Lord whispered to the prophet, "Here is the man who will rule my people." Samuel took a flask of oil, poured it on Saul's head, and kissed him, saying, "The Lord has anointed you as ruler over his inheritance." And the Spirit of God came mightily upon Saul, transforming him into another man. At Mizpah, the tribes were gathered, lot by lot. The choice fell upon Saul. He stood above the people, and they shouted, "Long live the king!" Soon, the test of his kingship came. Nash the Ammonite besieged Jabesh-Gilead, demanding surrender and disgrace. The people wept, but when Saul heard, the Spirit of God burned within him. He called Israel to arms, and at dawn they struck the Ammonites with great slaughter. The people rejoiced, and Saul was confirmed as king in Gilgal. Then Samuel spoke his farewell. "I have walked before you from my youth until this day. Whom have I cheated? Whose ox or donkey have I taken? Whom have I oppressed?" And the people answered, "None." Samuel reminded them of God's faithfulness and their own rebellion. And as thunder and rain fell from a clear sky, the people trembled before the Lord. But Samuel comforted them, "Fear not. Serve the Lord with all your heart." In time, the Philistines rose against Israel with a vast army. The people trembled, hiding in caves. Samuel had told Saul to wait 7 days at Gilgal, but fear consumed him. Saul offered to sacrifice himself. And just as he finished, Samuel arrived. The prophet said, "You have acted foolishly. Your kingdom will not endure. The Lord has sought a man after his own heart." Yet God still gave victory to Israel. Jonathan, Saul's son, slipped away with his armor-bearer, saying, "Perhaps the Lord will act for us, for nothing can hinder the Lord from saving, whether by many or by few." By faith they struck the Philistines, and panic spread through the camp. But Saul laid a rash oath upon the people. "Cursed be the man who eats before evening." The soldiers grew faint with hunger. Jonathan, unaware of the oath, tasted honey, and his strength returned. When the lot was cast, Jonathan was taken. Saul would have slain him, but the people rose in his defense. Shall Jonathan, who brought this victory, die? Never. Then came Saul's greatest test. Through Samuel, the Lord commanded, "Go and strike Amalek. Destroy them utterly, man and woman, child and infant, ox and sheep, camel and donkey." Saul gathered the army and struck the Amalekites. But he spared King Agag and the best of the sheep and cattle. When Samuel came, Saul declared, "I have obeyed the Lord." But Samuel said, "What then is this bleating of sheep in my ears?" Saul replied, "The people spared them to sacrifice to the Lord." And Samuel answered, "To obey is better than sacrifice, and to heed than the fat of rams." Rebellion is like the sin of divination, and arrogance like idolatry. Because you have rejected the word of the Lord, he has rejected you as king. As Samuel turned to leave, Saul seized his robe, and it tore. Samuel declared, "The Lord has torn the kingdom from you today, and given it to one better than you." Then Samuel summoned Agag, and he said, "As your sword has made women childless, so shall your mother be childless among women." And Samuel put Agag to death before the Lord. From that day, Samuel never again went to see Saul. The prophet grieved for him, and the Lord regretted making Saul king over Israel.